Wednesday. I am super happy you're here, and today we are going to work to make our writing better, like we always do. So let's take a look at our learning target for today. It says, I can edit my paragraph using my Super Writers Checklist. Okay friends, a tool that we need more practice with is our Super Writers Checklist. We want to make sure that every time we write, we use this friend to check our work every single time. So today we are going to practice editing the work that we wrote on Monday using our checklist. So the work that you wrote on Monday is going to even become better today after we review it. So first, we're going to remind ourselves, what are these 5 boxes? So I want everyone to have their writer's checklist out, their little pencil, so you can follow along with me. And we're going to start. First up, it says capitals. Capitals are uppercase letters. And these always happen at the beginning of a sentence. We always need a capital letter when we start a new sentence. So, we're going to play a little game. We have 2 options, 1 and 2. I want you to tell me which sentence is correctly using capitals. Which sentence has a capital at the beginning of the sentence? Number 1, the bear went shopping. Or number 2, the bear went shopping. Take a look at the beginning of the sentence. Does number 1 or number 2 have a capital to start? Let me see your hands. It is number 1. Number 1 has that capital T to start, which is what everyone needs, a capital letter at every start of a sentence. Okay, let's look at number 2. It says spaces. You need spaces in between your word so everyone could read it. Remember, all your words need space so they can breathe. We have sentence 1 and sentence 2. One of these sentences has correct spacing, the other does not. Which one is it? Number 1, the bear went shopping, or number 2, the bear went shopping. Which sentence has correct spacing and all the letters can breathe? 1 or 2? Let me see your number. It's number 2. Number 2 has correct spacing where every word is able to breathe. So whenever you review your work, make sure you can individually see each word. Okay, what's next on our checklist? It is spelling. Spelling, of course, is when we use our skills to spell a word correctly. We have a tool to do this, our spelling dictionary. So let's take a look. Which one of these sentences has all the words spelled correctly? See if you can notice the difference. Number 1, the bear went shopping. Number 2, the bear went shopping. Which sentence is spelled correctly? Number 1 or number 2? Number 2 is spelled correctly. It's E-A-R, B-air. And then in shopping, there's 2 P's and a G at the end. These are words that we could find in our spelling dictionary. Okay, what is next on our checklist? Ooh, that's a big word. What's next? It says punctuation. Can we say that word? Punctuation. This means that there is a period at the end of your sentences. When you have ended your thought, you have to put a stop with a period. So, in these 2 sentences, one of them has a period in between the 2 thoughts. Another sentence does not. Can you tell the difference? Here we go. Number 1, the bear went shopping. Then the bear bought new shoes. That's number 1. Does that have correct punctuation? Or number 2, the bear went shopping. The bear bought new shoes. Which one has a period in between the two thoughts? It is number 1. Number 1 has a period in between the thoughts. Look, there's no period here. And we have 1, 2 sentences. So we need to break them apart with that period at the end of our thought. What is that last box on our writer's checklist? What's the last box say? If it makes sense. If it's easy to read for someone else. And that means you need complete sentences. In order for your paragraph to make sense, you need a naming part and a telling part in every single sentence. That is a huge factor and makes sense. So let's take a look. One of these sentences makes sense because it has a naming and a telling part. Another sentence doesn't because it's missing one of the parts. Let's see if you can find it. Here we go. Number 1, the bear went shopping. Number 2, went shopping. Which sentence makes sense and is correct? 1 or 2? Show me with your fingers. It's, of course, sentence number 1, because the bear is the naming part and went shopping is the telling part. For number 2, there's no naming part, so it's incomplete and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So that was a little review of how we can use our writer's checklist to catch mistakes in our work. But you might be thinking, hey, I don't make those mistakes. I check this all off. My paragraph is great. Well then, guess what? There is another way you can add to your paragraph and make it better. And that is, of course, description. Description. If you get to the bottom of your checklist and you haven't found any errors, guess what? Everyone can add description. You can describe more about your 5 senses. What does something look like? How did it make you feel? You could talk about where, when, and why. There's so many options for you to add to your writing to make it more descriptive and give more detail. So, if you're doing awesome with your checklist, description is your next challenge. Give more information. Show what you're talking about in the reader's mind. Okay, awesome people. We are going to practice using this checklist one more time with a brand new paragraph. But before we do that, it is time for our writing this or that. So go ahead and stand up out of your seat. Nicely find a space where you can move just for 5 seconds. So this lesson's question is, would you rather play video games or do artwork? Would you rather play video games or draw, paint, or color? Which one would you rather do? Video games, you're going to swim. Draw, you're going to run. Take your pick. I would rather draw, so I'm going to run in place. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're done. We got our energy out, so I want you to take a nice, quiet seat back in your chair. So I'm going to read this paragraph, and I want you to follow so closely with your eyes. When you see an error, I want you to point it out, shout it out. We're going to go sentence by sentence, and we have to check each sentence. Does it have capitals, spaces, spelling, punctuation, and does it make sense? Here we go. Use those detective skills. We went to the beach last week. We had a good time. We went to the beach last week. We had a good time. Does that sentence have two sentences in it? Could we use another period? What did you see in that first part we read? Where did we end a thought and start another one? It's kind of hard. Right here. We went to the beach last week, period. We, capital, had a good time, period. So we have two separate sentences. And with these separate sentences, we want to show a period. Okay, so we found a punctuation error. Let's keep going. My sister and I sailed a boat. Did you see it? Did you see our error? With the word boat, B-O-T. If we spell boat with a vowel team that says the O sound, how would we correctly spell boat? B-O-A-T. It's not A-O. That's not a vowel team. We know O-A says that O sound. So look, we are applying our decoding power to editing. Awesome, we found a spelling error and we can move on. Here we go. Then we played a game of tag. What do you see in that sentence? I see two errors. What do you see? Where's the first one? We need a capital at the beginning of that sentence. Look, we need a capital letter. We start our sentence, so we're going to start big. Where was the second error? Then we played a game of tag. Hint, it's a spelling error. Where's the spelling error? It's right here. Look, this vowel is closed in. So right now, this should say gam. Gam. How can we turn gam into game? How can we make this short sound become long? What do we need at the end of the word? We need the E. The E is going to make that vowel say its long sound. So now this says g-aim, game. Okay, that was another spelling error. Let's keep going. Mom, we could each have an ice cream cone. Wait, let me read that again. Mom, we could each have an ice cream cone. It sounds like there's something missing there. Mom blank, we could each have an ice cream cone. There's no telling part here. What is Mom doing? Mom is the naming part. What is she doing? She's saying this. Mom says we could each have an ice cream cone. We have to tell what Mom was doing, and she was saying this. Oh wait, where's the other error in this sentence? Did you see the second error? Did you use your detective skills? The word each. Each is spelled incorrectly. E-E is not how you spell the E sound in each. It is a vowel team, but what's the other vowel team we know that says E? What's the other vowel team? It's E-A. The word each is spelled E-A with that vowel T. We have one last sentence. Here we go. What kind of ice cream do you like? Is that how we should end the sentence? What kind of ice cream do you like? We have an exclamation point, but should there be a different punctuation ending? Should there be a different punctuation ending? What is going on in this sentence? It's a question. It's asking us, what kind of ice cream do you like? So if this is a question, what is going to go at the end of our sentence? A question mark to show that we're asking our reader a question. Wow, second grade, we found so many errors just in this short paragraph. And it's okay to make mistakes as long as we catch them when we're going through our checklist. So, Super Scholars, your job right now is to go and reread what you wrote on Monday about what you did over the weekend. So on Monday, you wrote a response to the question, what did you do over the weekend? Today, you are going to edit that paragraph just like we did, using your trusty checklist. Remember, if you are someone who's like, I have all 5 of these down pat, then your next step is to use description to show more about your weekend. Describe and use adjectives and add to your sentences. So everyone's writing should go through the checklist, and if you can, add more description. Think about, how could I make this writing even better? And don't forget, of course, you've got your spelling dictionary there to help you. And just like on Monday, this task today needs to be 100% on your own. You need to do this without any other help. Your big brain and your tools are the things that can help you, but just these guys. Okay, Super Scholars, use your tools. Everyone needs to add to their paragraph, and then take that picture so I can see your awesome work. Here we go.